Wake up, press play. It's a brand new day. Laugh, unload, make waves. We doing it our way. Yeah. Good day, day. Come on and start your day with a smile and a wink and a how you going, mate. Good day, day. Pull up a seat, let's say we're all in this together. Good day. Hey.
Good day, gays. Welcome back to another episode of Good Day Gay Podcast. I'm Russell Ray along with Paulie V. What up, Paulie V?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
I'm good. I've got my snacks ready.
I heard
got a
you
cookie.
pouring something right before the
I know
song
it
went
was
on.
like click 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 click. So I just poured myself a little espresso. No, there's this like coffee shop that's near my CrossFit gym, which again is like, why am I having this after CrossFit? Counterproductive. But you know what? They stare at me every week, and so one day I had to give back.
No,
take
you have to maintain your calories because we're not trying to be skinny. We're trying to be thick and
Well,
fit.
girl, I'm always in a surplus then. Like I'm never in a deficit.
I've been bulking my whole life.
Come on, thick.
Yes, thickness. Like Beyonce said, that's
Yeah.
that thick.
That's that thick.
Well, along with food, we must have drinks. But today's episode, we're going to talk about Buzz No More, why people are not drinking anymore. And this next generation and alcohol sales are down. Paul, I have a question for you. Do you drink? Like, what is your drinking habits now versus in your 20s?
Oh, so when I was in my 20s, like I grew up in Darwin, and Darwin is very much like in Australia. Just growing up in Darwin, maybe because it's like a small Aussie state, like it
Okay.
was go hard or go home culture. Like my best friend Leah, you know, or you haven't met Leah yet, but you will. When she comes to LA, you'll meet her. But she is someone that like she can't sit down at dinner and have like a nice glass of wine. She can't have like, you know, I think she can have like a cocktail, but she can't like keep having just a casual drink. Like she like grew up in that go hard or go home kind of like, you know, when I turned 18. Yeah, exactly. So when I was like 18, started going out, it was very much go hard or go home. These days, I'm pretty much like I'm 34 now. What? Who's 34? Not me. Oh my gosh. What?
Gosh, you're so old. That's gay
What?
death.
That's gay death. I literally died like a few months ago.
Being dead since the Pisces moon.
The Pisces moon, it killed me. But even like say last night I went out like for dinner with some friends, and you know we were vibing, like the drinks could have kept flowing, but literally as soon as it hit 11 o'clock, all of us were like, well, I've got to go to I've got to wake up. Yeah. Like I've got to wake up tomorrow. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to do this. I've got priorities. I got to take the dog out for a walk. I got to do groceries, blah, 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 blah. And so definitely priorities have changed for me. Like I do love to party. I do love to go out. I do love to like, you know, like get turned, like get like Lil Jon and all of that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
But these days I'm also like, you know what? I want to wake up. I want to go to CrossFit. I want to put myself through the ringer. I want to die. And then I want to eat a cookie.
Yes.
Like,
no, I am.
What about you?
100% in alignment with you. In my 20s, I was drinking 3 to 4 adioses a night. Not a night. I'm sorry. That sounds so bad.
But how many drinks is that? Like, how many drinks is that? A night? Wait, I just got these at night.
Just on the weekend. So like Friday, Saturday, but that is so many. Adioses is just a bunch of different alcohols.
I've never heard of this drink before.
Okay,
is it like
so
a Long
it must not
Island?
be a
Is it
thing
like...
in Australia, but in the States, and adios is adios MF, right? So mother, right? So
Adios, like
basically
goodbye.
saying good night, right? Because you're about to be gone. I used to be able to drink 4 of those, no problem. because I
That
worked in the
is
bars, and the bartenders would always make
mm,
me these new drinks, and they'd be like, "Oh, have this.
adios.
It's a peach this. Have this. It's a this." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, that's good." And they're like, "Have this Incredible Hulk," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And then they gave me something that's called a stoplight, which is 3 different colors, and you're supposed to take on one right after the next.
Oh, no, no.
I I'm not gonna say I was a party animal, but you know, like I working in the bars, people buy
Yeah,
you drinks, and you're like, okay, let
yeah.
me drink these. There was a couple times I slept in the parking lot in my car.
No, you didn't. Did you
Sure did.
really?
Yeah.
That is like that's an oh no moment.
Well, it's better to be responsible than it is to get behind the wheel. So I was
Okay,
like, let me just,
that
I would
is
throw myself in the
yeah.
back seat and I would just put my little like sweater on and be like, it's just knocked out.
Prepared. You were prepared. You came with the sweater. You had the pillow. I love that.
That
But
was only like once or twice. And then another time someone drove me home and then they parked me in front of my mom's house and I slept in the back seat in front of my mom's house. I never went in the house. Woke up to like a gardener doing leaf blowers.
oh my gosh.
My car and like, where? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm at home. Why am I in the back seat? It was like a whole thing.
It's like it's insane that we're like literally in Darwin when me and my friends would go out, we had this saying where we would literally like when sometimes someone gives you a shot and you're just like
yeah,
I don't want it.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want it. So the shot in Darwin that like if it was your birthday, the shot that someone would shout you or like pay for you is a ABC shot. So ABC is 3 liquors, absinthe, Bacardi, Citrus. So there's nothing sweet in that drink. There's like nothing nice. It's just all like hit you in the back of the throat. And so you get that in your birthday, hit you in the back of your throat on your birthday.
Oh.
So you get that, yeah, you get that on your birthday, and you're like, I don't want this, I don't want this, and all of your friends. This is the Darwin saying, like, don't waste that. And so you got to drink it because you can't waste that.
Oh,
You can't.
gosh.
But
the worst.
we're not like that anymore. I don't want to waste this cookie. That's what it is.
Well, okay. I feel that. I just ate about 3 Rice Krispie treats that our kickball captain's mom made, and I'm like, oh, let me just finish.
Aw.
Let me just finish these off because
Mhm.
I've already had 6 of them already, but I had to finish the last 3.
Get the bad food out of the house, and then you'll eat good.
Yes. No, I will say I'm actually pretty good on my diet, which is
You are.
another reason why I don't drink as much. Like there's really only 4 times that I'll drink in a year, and one is the Halloween party, the other one is my birthday, another one
Mhm.
is for one holiday or the other because my mom was far, so you know what I mean. I only drive for one of those holidays, and the other holiday
Yeah.
I'm a passenger. So maybe New Year's, but even at that, I just don't like the feeling of being groggy in the morning. I don't like missing my workouts.
Yeah.
Alcohol affects my workouts for the next week, and I feel like I
How
got
do
hit by a bus,
you-
and I sleep very hot when I drink. So I don't.
Yeah.
And when I sleep hot, I don't sleep, and then my eyes are red all next day. And they're like,
How
"Are
do
you okay?"
you,
And I'm like,
like-
"Can you mind your business?"
So the saying of like, the way that you start your New Year's Eve or like the energy that you bring into the New Year's is like how your year is going to go. And I used to be so much like I have to party on New Year's Eve. I have to be lit by the time that like 12 a.m. hits. But these days I'm like January 1, I want to go to a beach. I want to be chill. I want to wake up. I want to have like a nice New Year's Eve, and I just want to carry that through to the rest of my year. We are real millennials right now, Ross.
I don't want to be late for my bedtime. I want to be on time for bed. Okay, I'm like, it's approaching 8:30. We got to get ready for bed now.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Because once you miss your bedtime and you get to that second wind, you're
Oh.
like, oh shoot, I'm gonna be up until 2:30 in the morning now.
Yeah, and you're like, now tomorrow's ruined. When
No,
really it's
the
not
whole day.
ruined,
I'm already pre-mad. I'm already pre-exhausted. I'm already pre-tired for tomorrow. Okay, I'm already pre-everything. So you don't want me
Pre-everything.
there.
but-
I'm already. Matter of fact, I was working with this DJ the other day, and he's like, "How you doing on time?" Because I was supposed to pick him up, and I was like, I'm pre late." He's like, "Dead at pre late," and I was like, "Yeah, because I'm just starting cardio, and I was supposed to be in the shower by now." So I was like, "But I can't skip cardio."
You and I are like that. We're the worst, but we always make it. We always make it. We show up.
When I tell you we did sound check in 3 minutes and the doors opened and I was like, well, now we're here. Made it.
Lol.
But I want to go into our first segment, the death of the
Yeah.
drinking culture. So a
Mhm.
couple of things we've already touched on it, right? Which is millennials glorifying partying, which is Jersey Shore, Vegas trips, blackout
Yes.
nights, bottle service, and what Gen Z is actually looking at differently. They're looking at the expenses it costs for alcohol. They're looking at it as it being unhealthy. When we already talked about this, they eat organically, so they're also aging organically. Being embarrassed online and being put on TikTok and being made for someone's content, and then giving them bad anxiety. So what do you think social media, do you think that killed the party culture?
Mm, I think things change. Like one thing that's been on my mind lately is how the world. I'm like getting really philosophical right now. Like I
Do
can't
it.
even say philosophical. I'm like, like one thing that's on my mind lately, which like I don't think about it too much, but it's kind of like, okay, does the world like market things in its current situation? So say for us, like we're millennials, and like you said, you know, it used to be that drinking culture, party culture, and but that was in the songs, that was in the TV shows that we watch. It was like shots, shots, like all of that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
Whereas now, like I'm literally just trying to think, like, are there songs these days about drinking? Are there like TV shows these days where people are like drinking? Like, has marketing influenced the different generations? I
I
also have something else I want to say later, but I need to come back to it just to draw the parallels between Australia, US. But my ADHD gay brain is going crazy. So you tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
I honestly think that social media became people's personality, right? We used to have personality. And like I pick and choose on when I want my personality to shine. Obviously, I prefer my personality to shine on stage, so I try to like reserve myself and give my energy for when I'm hosting shows and there's like,
Yeah.
3 hours of madness that I'm presenting. But I also think people became awkward because social media really became, this is my personality,
Yeah.
this is who I
Yeah.
am, this is who, and it's really not what people are. So they don't know how to interact. They don't.
Yeah.
Hold
Oh, we got
Hold
a
on.
special guest.
I was actually going to show this video, right? Because I didn't have a single thing to drink. And this is where I was going with this.
Oh my
Let me
gosh.
fast forward this
Oh
to
my gosh.
a certain part. So this was at my show last week.
Uh-huh.
And basically what happened was there's a segment where like someone has to do like this whole chair dance, whatever, for a stuffed animal, right? So they didn't want to do it on the stuffed animal. They were like, we're gonna do it on you. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, should we do this? Should we not? So, anyways, personality wise, like I'm telling you, when it comes to our generation, there is a lot that we bring to the table, right? We have the charisma, we have the work ethic, because we've seen roadblock after roadblock and we had to get over it. And a lot of this generation has not seen roadblock after roadblock because that's not what their culture was brought up with. So, it was like, oh, well, you did a good job. Everybody gets participation type of situation. Not to knock them for that because they had no control over it, right? I think it was our generation who caused that, right? These new millennial parents.
Yeah.
Or like the top of the age range.
It's
millennial
because
parents.
we didn't get that. Do you know what I mean?
And that's
like
exactly what I was
our
thinking.
parents never gave us that. So we literally give that. It's like, I see my nephew, my nieces, my brother and sister, give them everything. But it's because we got nothing. Like, those
I
little...
was told that I sucked, even though I was good, right? I was a really, really good shortstop. Like I was like top of my game shortstop. I'm telling you, everybody wanted me on their team. And I'd be like, oh, I was like, did you see that stop? And they'd be like, well, it wasn't as good as you thought it was. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm just a terrible player. and then I would think to myself, like, that was a really good play. Like, you all can kick rocks because I know I'm better than that fool. And so I think that's where we gathered our confidence and being able to reinvent ourselves. And then when we got to the age where we were able to drink, we're like, oh gosh, I can't wait to just have a drink or a shot of tequila because I'm tired of dealing with y'all. So
I will just say, like, going on to what you said before, like before you show your video, going on to what you said before, like about social media being your personality. There's this one, like one of my friends. So, you know, someone once came up to me and was just like, oh, like, you know, they're different. Like you look at their Instagram and it's like, look at me, look at this restaurant that I'm eating in, look at this like outfit that I've got, look at this place that I'm at, I'm eating brunch, blah, 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 blah. But then like they see them at the actual party and they're just sitting in the corner on their phone.
yes,
Because they're editing the photos to show that life.
like,
But
oh,
you're not.
I'm such a good time. Like,
I'm
no,
having
you're
such a good
not.
time. No, you're not. You
You're not a
literally
good
had a good
time.
time for
You're a
like
bad
1
time.
second. You're a bad time.
You're
You're
a
a
bad time.
bedtime.
Let me
You're
tell
not
you-
even the bedtime.
I've said this multiple times. There is nothing that drives me more up a wall than when a group of, or like, you know, like whether it's a group, a small group, big group, whatever. But when we go out and it's like, you want to have a conversation at the bar, like while my song is playing, like this is a terrible time to have a conversation. I also don't like drunk conversations where people get in their feelings. I'm like, handle your liquor. Handle your liquor. If you're going to drink, if you're not going to drink, I don't want to have a conversation about everything that's going on in the world. I want to listen to Missy Elliott. I want to put my thing down, flip it, and I want to reverse it. Okay. I don't
But
want
at least
to there
they're
and listen
real.
to everybody. Huh?
At least they're real. At least they're real and they're not sitting on their phone creating reels to make it look like they have a
Oh,
social
God. And
media
TikTok dances?
personality.
TikTok dances, I cannot.
me with the
They are
TikTok
like-
dances.
No, but I see you doing choreographed dances on your Instagram. TikTok dances drive me insane because they are like 20% out, right? Like they are not all out. You know us, we used to have to press the damn boom box, set up the camera, run to the back of the thing,
Run.
like get in position, hit the chorus line. And then if we messed it up, we're like, oh shoot, we got to start all over again. Go back, turn off the camera, turn off the music, turn back on the camera, turn back on the music, run back
Oh
into
my
play,
gosh.
get back in the same position, and hopefully everybody hit their marks. And then
Not
you
the
would do
run. Not the run.
that was
Oh my
the
gosh.
original TikTok that people don't understand. And I wish everyone would
just don't
post
get
these
it.
on YouTube. So, anyways, without further ado, when I talk about personality and charisma and presence, like this is basically what I bring to the table.
Come on. Oh, the tongue. The tongue and the sunglasses. I love it.
So
Okay.
like right, the whole crowd is nothing but millennials, and so everybody has a lot of personality. So that girl had been in the front row all night long, just like riding me like hard in a good way, right? It was like,
Yeah.
I talked about the Cheetah Girls, and I was like, you remember when the Cheetah Girls went
Oh.
to Barcelona? She said, Barcelona. She goes, the Cheetah Girls taught you better than that. I said, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. My
I'm sorry.
apologies, Miss Girl. Right? So it was a whole play on words, right? And I feel like this next generation is like, we don't drink alcohol, we don't do this, we don't do that. And it's like, well, what are you bringing to the table? And it's not to really knock them entirely, but it's
No,
like,
and that's
what personality wise, like
that's-
what are we bringing?
Exactly. And I think that, like, in saying that, I have met some, like, what I always am so bad at generations. Gen Z.
Gen Z.
I have met people in Gen Z that are like, they're a vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I talk to them and I'm like, wait, how old are you again? Like,
Yeah.
you're 24? Oh, okay. Like you're 24 and you've got the vibe of, like, you know, a 34-year-old, but I can see that you're still young, living your life. Like, you go, girl. But I feel like the differences there are, some people live in the moment and some people are like, okay, what is the next thing? So it's like, one of my pet peeves of sometimes going to a rave and like going to a rave where there's a lot of like heteros is that I feel like they're concerned of like, I'm here because this is the cool thing, you know what I mean? Rather than being like, I'm here because the DJ's fire, the vibe is cool. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so they're there partying, raving, but it's all about the look. It's like, I came here in this outfit. I'm trying to pull these people. Like, do you know what I mean? When rather it's like, yo, if you've got a fire outfit, then bring a fire vibe and like just feel the vibe of the party. Like that's the thing, right? Like to go to a party and it's 100% vibing, it's because everyone wants to vibe there. Like, I think that's the thing lately where people are too concerned about the vibe on their phone rather than the vibe in the room. Like,
the phone vibe is like a whole thing, and it is insanity to me because it's like, again, you see all these pictures from Coachella, everybody has the same pose, the same 5 poses. The one in front of that big spiral rainbow staircase, the other one that's like, the other one where they're just like doing like the half step forward, and it's like, again, we already talked about everybody having swamp ass, right? Because you really don't, you're camping and you're not
I know that
and you're not actually
I know that you're reading me. I know that you're reading me because when I go to Coachella, that's gonna be me. Like in front of the staircase thing. And that's gonna be you taking my photo. Like, Russ, take my photo.
But like, again, like all of this to seem like you have personality. Not to say that like us drinking meant that we have personality, but it was part of the element of just, I've met so many great people just having like, you know, like, girl, what you, a margarita, girl, me too. You know, like, oh, come on, bestie, hang out with me and my friends for the night. And like, we'll never see each other again ever in our whole entire lives, but it was a great night. And now
can I just say though,
girl, like, you're gonna follow me on social media? Follow me here, follow me. And then it's like,
follow me.
You still don't catch up with each other.
But I think like what I do want to say though is that one thing that I probably have to give the props to the Gen Z is that they are more literally a few seconds ago I said they're not mindful about the moment, but at the same time it's also like they are mindful, because think about like why we may have drank, and like I never drank to feel not anxious. Do you know what I mean? Like I always drank because I just, part of me was also like, if I drink, then I could be more of a vibe, where I've changed that now. Like, I don't need to have that mindset. But I think that
I'm so much nicer when I drink.
I'm so much nicer when I drink. You are. But then I think that the new, like the younger generation now, it's like they drink because they want to drink, if that makes sense. Like they're not drinking to mask something or to bring out a personality. Like I do think, although the younger generation is more thinking about what they want to post, they're also thinking about like, I'm doing this because I want to do this. Like they're sticking to their guns. So
I almost think the exact opposite. Like
we're gonna fight.
They don't drink at all. Like it's just you right away hear like, I don't drink for my mental health. I don't drink because.
But that's what I mean. Like they're doing it because they're mindful about like their state, if that makes sense. Whereas some millennials are like, I drink.
If they were mindful about their state, they would know that there's a lot of personality missing there. And they would work. They would go and get a personality. Let me just tell you, my oldest niece and nephew both turned 21 this year. Neither one of them had a big anything for their 21st birthdays. I was ready, right? Because I'm 34. I'm like, oh, I am the uncle that's gonna meet you out. Like we're gonna go have a good time, right? And I'm like, this is fun. And then one didn't do anything, and then the other one didn't do anything, and I was like, oh well, that was boring. So we didn't do a single thing for either one of their 21st birthdays. And I was like, well, damn, yeah, this was about me, okay, not about you. This is
yes. At least you're 34 when your like nieces and nephews become of age, because when my nieces turn 18, I'll be 40. And I said to them, I was like, do you want Uncle Paul to come out with you guys when you turn 18? And they were like, no, we don't want a 40-year-old like dancing with us. Like, no. And I'm like, oh, heartbreak.
I'm gonna be at the club until I'm 45. Okay. And once I hit 46, my knees are gonna start giving out. And I'm like, I will think about it then. Right. So we got at least a good 10 more years of me going out.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
But what I don't want to be is the thirsty 40-year-old and like nothing. We're getting off topic. But So this next generation is not drinking. So what are they doing? Right. I've noticed THC drinks, they're doing edibles, they're doing mushrooms, and they're microdosing. They're vaping,
Mm.
nicotine patches. They're doing, some of them are doing ketamine, which is illegal through most parts of the world. And so they're doing these other things. And so I've always understood the mindset of when people say I'm sober, it means you're straight edge and you don't do alcohol, you don't do drugs, you don't do any of those things. But then to come to find out, it's like, oh, but I microdose on mushrooms. And I'm like, but you're sober.
Yeah. Okay, let me
Sobriety
just
means
draw
a non mind altering experience.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
things alter your mentality. They are more organic, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's changing your perspective and perceptions.
Okay, so I've got a million things I want to say. Oh my god, no. I've got two things I want to say. So first of all, I just want to draw the parallel. This is what I wanted to say before. Draw the parallel between Australia and the US.
Yes.
So, one thing that you mentioned was bottle service. And so in Australia, we don't have bottle service at all. Like, we never had that. So maybe that's another thing that contributes to it, of like that party culture. Like in the US, you guys had like bottle service, like, like put the sparklers in the bottle. Like, that's one thing to draw the parallel between Australia and the US. And then the other thing that you've said before is like, the edibles and all of that kind of stuff. To draw the parallel, like Australia does not dispense any of that, like in a, what's it called, in a marketplace, or like through like goods and services, if that makes sense. Whereas like you can find dispensaries in the US, you can find all of that stuff. So
yes,
I just wanted to draw that.
My house.
Exactly. And I just wanted to draw that perspective to, I guess, like, because we do have listeners across the world, and it's like, that's a big parallel where things that are so accessible overseas, like Australia does good in not allowing that stuff.
Well, I mean, this is also why you all have amazing bodies and why everybody is 11% body fat. And this is why in the United States, we look nothing like you guys.
Not me. I'm not 11% body fat because I just ate a cookie.
I'm a good 18%. Okay. I'm sticking right around 18%.
But one thing that I had a thought of before was where you were saying, like, could drinking be a personality? Is having a vapor personality now?
Oh my God. Yes.
I'm so smart.
Way I've seen. It's like it can be, for certain people, it's like a tick. For other people, it's just like a tick. We're like, it's basically like a replacement of a cigarette, right? Because like it's the constant need to have that motion to your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's marketing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all marketing.
And like, for some reason, I have never gotten into vapes. Like, it is never, I've never been attracted to it. And like, I'm not knocking it, but I've also never had an inclining to actually buy one and have one or anything. And I think it's because like I wasn't raised around smokers in general.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So it wasn't like, I mean, there was a point where I was like 8 or 9 years old and my aunt was a smoker, and I would literally walk to the liquor store and I would buy her cigarettes for her, which I know is illegal. But I'd be like, she'd be like, go to the store and go get my Marlboros. And I'm like, okay. So I would walk in and I'm like, hey, my aunt, he's like, I already know. He's like, the cigarettes, okay, these ones these are hers. He's like, and then you could just grab whatever you want, because he would give me snacks. And so I would get like the little chili strawberries that were like in the individual packages.
Yeah.
And I would be like eating those things all the way back to my aunt's house. Like, was it even safe? Who knows? But you know,
all right,
like,
you ready?
It was a different time.
Here's my Aussie lesson for you now. So what are the brand of the cigarettes?
Marlboro.
Ready? Here's your Aussie lesson. Marlboro.
What is it?
Marlboro. Marlboro. No, Marlboro. Can I get the Marlboros?
Marlboro. I mean, I don't know. I don't smoke.
Yeah.
But also, smoking was also advertised to us. Like, you had the little camel guy that was like in every commercial.
The camel guy? We did not have that in Australia.
There was like a camel, and he was like, he's smoking. Like, everybody used to, like, if you bought multiple cigarette packets, they were in like this tin can, and it was like, you know, like back in the day where you have like the Band-Aid tins, It was like that, but for cigarettes and big. It was like as big as a laptop. And
No,
so
we very much went straight to the like smoking is bad. Like that was all over our TV. Like someone in a hospital bed, someone like with lung cancer, someone dying, and it's like this is what happens when you smoke. This is what happens when you smoke. And so I'm like a 10-year-old kid, and like my dad used to smoke, and he stopped smoking, and he would always be like, "Smoking's bad, smoking's bad." And so I'd see these like ads, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, yeah, Australia, wow.
I mean, you guys are you guys are healthy in general. Like I compared one time with my doctor Australian Pringles and American Pringles, and he was in such shock of the consistency of a Pringle from Australia and the like thin wimpiness of a Pringle from the United States. It's like a
wimpiness.
Sheet of the Pringles in the United States. You open the can, half of them are broken. You open up a Pringle can in Australia, and they're like actual potato slices in a sense, right? The consistency of the thickness is like an actual sliced potato, and there's a nice crunch to it. It almost gives the consistency of a tortilla chip. That's the thickness of it. And when you eat a Pringle that's from the United States, it's like a Lay's potato chip where it just kind of like smashes. Like you could literally squish it on the roof of your mouth with your tongue. And like I feel like an Australian one takes a minute. But
I've now thought of another parallel. Sorry. It's got to do with drinking.
Coming back to everybody who's talking about a wellness routine because they say they don't drink anymore. But they do ayahuasca. And so like that is like a whole other experience. Do you guys have that in Australia? Ayahuasca is basically a way.
No. Yeah, no.
It's basically
it's a hallucinogen, isn't it? It's
yes. So like the description of what people say for mushrooms, it's that on an extreme level, you get nauseous. Ayahuasca is a lot of what native individuals do, indigenous people did in order to become to connect with their higher sense of self. And now people are also doing that. They're like, I'm sober. I'm like, bitch, you're doing ayahuasca. What do you mean you're sober?
The meaning of sober. Isn't there a saying like Californian sober?
Is that a thing?
Have you live in California?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of California sober.
Oh my goodness. So I think the way I understand it is California sober is like you're sober, but you might have a puff of weed at one time, or you might do something like, I don't understand. We need to, it's essentially like what you're explaining is essentially like Californian sober, where you're like, I'm sober, but then it's like, but once a month I'm not.
Yeah, I can't dip in any of that because all of the jobs I've ever had have like drug tested me and alcohol tested me, like all of that. So like I really kind of have to dial back on all that because if you do a breathalyzer test, if you do anything and there's any trace of anything, it's like instant removal from your position.
Yeah.
But that leads me to my next question: is alcohol becoming uncool? Is it like is it considered cringe now to have a blackout story, to have sloppy drunk behavior, which I think is always been cringe.
It's always been cringe.
Drunk crying online is my favorite thing.
You're reading me again.
One of my favorite things, and throwing up at brunch is also one of my favorite things to watch. Right? Nothing is more fun than two best friends who went to brunch and they've had like a little bit too many mimosas and they're falling into a bush and they're like, girl, we gotta get to this Uber. And it's like the Uber left because we've been in this bush the whole time fighting for our lives. Those to me are like such fond memories. Like, oh my God, what happened last night? It's like, girl, you got that scratch on your arm because you fell in front of a car and then they ran you over. Like, oh, okay. Like things like that. But drunk crying online is my absolute favorite thing to watch because I'm like, oh, they are letting it all out. Like they are taking it to the steam room.
But okay, I like, again, you're reading me because I love like the last few times that I've fully cried, I then get my phone and I'm just like, and it's just like fully cried, and then I'm just like, and I was like, I'll look at that later, and then keep crying, and then the next day I like look at it and I'm like, lol.
I just picture you being like, Just
And
the
then the
single
next day,
tear
yeah,
coming
and then
down
the
your
next day
cheek.
you look at it and you're just like, lol, that's what I look like when I cry.
Like, damn, bitch, that was fierce. I cry so fiercely.
Oh gosh.
But it's like, then you have the friends that are like, this drunk bitch crying again online. But it's honestly one of my favorite pastimes. Like, people crying online, I swear to you,
I'm gonna
brings
have
me
to
so
look.
much joy in life.
Now that's
Because
gonna be on my feed because of you.
because it's relatable, right? It's relatable to be like, damn, now I had one drink too far, and now I went down the rabbit hole of my ex relationships, right? And so you're like, you know what makes me cry?
What?
Certain R&B songs. I can be in the shower and like
You
the
yeah.
shower is my zen place. It really
Yeah,
is
yeah,
my
yeah.
place to release. I'm always singing in the shower. I know my neighbors are sick of my ass singing in the
Oh,
shower, but
100%.
I'm forever. The hotel people next to my hotel room are always
Sorry.
annoyed because I'm hitting those notes and I'm hitting the runs. Okay. My voice has been, oh God, my voice has been raw now for like 2 months. It's because I had postnasal. Anyways, that's why it's a little rougher now too. But what makes me cry is like a good R&B song in the shower. And then next thing you know, I'm like imagining different aspects of my life, like what it would have been like to
Wow.
be a dad, what it would have been like to have gotten married.
Wow.
And
Are you a
I'm like just
Pisces?
bawling in the shower.
Were you meant to be
No,
a
because I would
Pisces? You
never
were
let
meant.
anybody see that in public ever. That's the Aquarius in me. You break down alone where nobody can see it and you talk about it. And then when someone brings it up, you're like, that was a lie because I've never done that in my life.
Okay, but sorry, just quickly now back to like online crying. Do you sometimes think that's performative though? Because when you sent me that video of that guy being like crying and he's like, I hate gay dating, like it's the worst, like blah blah blah. I wanted to leave a comment on that guy's video, and I just wanted to be like, first question, have you been to therapy? If no, then please don't post this crap, like, because you need to go to therapy first. Like, you can cry once you've been to therapy.
I feel like he has talked about being in therapy. I don't follow him religiously, but every now and then he'll pop up on my feed. And I think with him,
Because he literally was just like, people want like a relationship, but they
that's the thing with
don't, blah
him,
blah
right?
blah. But
He
that's
is
my
very
question
much
where
a
I'm like, are you doing that
stereotypical.
as well? Exactly.
He's a very
Exactly.
stereotypical, like
Gay.
LA gay, where it's like you move to LA and then you're a transplant from LA, and then it's so LA. Everything is so LA, right? And I'm like, chill, like, right? Like anybody born and raised in Southern California around the outskirts or within LA does not act like that. Even the gays do not
Yeah.
act like that.
Yeah.
There's still a sense of like, if you come out later in life, whatever, or you come out soon in life, it don't matter. But there's this still sense of like, yeah, I wanna up my style a little bit, but I'm still gonna put a little bit of gangster in there. I'm gonna put a little flannel on top of my fitted
A
jeans. And
flannel?
there's that like
Fitted jeans?
there's that urban gay, like fit look. So I also feel like with him, like he felt I think the crying was authentic, but he also felt like, oh, this is a moment that I can share and relate to my
Yeah.
followers. And right now, that's where social media is at. Is people are really
Yeah.
relating to things like that. Which I remember, oh God, this was last year sometime. And I had posted about, does anybody want to be on the podcast who recently talks about
Yeah.
and it was like this whole thing blew up. So, bitch, I had to get
Wow.
on Instagram and I said, first of all, I would never come online and try to ask for comfort from my Instagram followers about me being broken up with or breaking up with
Wait, they thought
somebody.
that.
Uh-huh.
They thought that. They thought you were
Yeah.
doing that for like
Yeah,
for
they were like, "Oh my God, like what happened?" I'm like,
oh.
"What are you talking about?" We're looking for someone to come onto the podcast to talk about having their heartbroken and how they've been through it. It has
I
nothing
remember
to do with
this.
me because I'm the
I
last
remember
person that's going to come
this.
to the internet and try to explain my life
I
about
remember
it's
this
not
story
happening.
now. Okay, our gay ADHD brains, we're going back because I remember the question you asked.
Oh, go ahead.
About the is drinking cool? Like, is drinking just not cool? And like I went to this really cool bar yesterday. It's above board. It's a speakeasy, my favorite bar in
Love.
Melbourne. Like, if you ever come to Melbourne, I'll take you to above board. But they just do very, very good cocktails. And I think it's like that bar culture of, because you can go to a bar, you can get like a beer, you can get a vodka soda, and you can just go crazy on that. Or you
Yeah.
can go to like a speakeasy where they have like, you know,
Craft.
very craft, exactly, craft, like where they have craft, and it's like, okay, you're not gonna get lit on like, you know, really, really nice drinks. You can, it's just gonna cost a lot of money, but like, do you know what I mean? Like that question of
Yeah.
like, is drinking just not cool? It's like, okay, what's cool could be going to a really nice bar and like taking a nice like drink, having a nice pick of it. Like maybe that's where things have changed.
I think
Maybe.
people are really searching more for an experience than they are looking for a crazy night out, right? Because like they said, Vegas
Yeah.
is dying. People don't want to get dressed up in suit and tie to go to a club anymore. They want to go as
No.
hipsters and they want to show up like what I'm wearing.
100%.
And
Exactly.
there was so many rules. And so now that's why people are navigating towards Nashville over here. And there's really no dress code. They're jeans, a hat, cutoffs. It doesn't matter. They're letting you in.
That's very much my thing. Like the second I go to I remember my friend sent me this website and she was like, you have to go to this bar in Melbourne. Went to the website. It was like, our dress code is blah. I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to a bar with a dress code.
What's Australia's version of Vegas?
Brisbane. Vegas. That's literally what they call it. So,
really?
But it's the Gold Coast.
Oh,
So
they're like, are there casinos and nightclubs and stuff like that? Do you like, where are your casinos?
Our casinos, we've got casinos everywhere, but there's not like, when I think of casinos, I just remember when I went to Atlantic City, and so I remember that strip. But there's nothing in Australia like that. We've got like casino precincts and stuff.
Got it.
But nothing like casino state, casino town. Like
there's a place in Sydney. I went to a rooftop like pub bar type situation, restaurant type situation, and then on the bottom floor there was a little bedroom size casino with like slot machines, and I was like,
no, that's the pokies.
I was like,
oh my gosh, now you're learning Australian culture. That's the pokies, babe.
What's the pokies?
So what's the pokies? So the pokies
is that something I want done or something I don't want done?
I love that. No, so that's exactly what you explained. Like a little room with slot machines. That's pokies. Like,
does anyone hit big in there? Like, do people become millionaires?
My grandma.
For real?
My grandma be walking away from the pokies with like thousands of dollars.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to grandma. Why do we have a podcast? Why are we separated by continents for our podcast? Grandma could pay for us to be in the same room in a studio.
She really could. I'll ask her next time.
My other question is like, you know, like pokies are a way out there to, and poke is here in America is fish. So you got a pokey, you got a poke. Someone's trying to poke you. There's a lot of things happening with poke. Okay.
Stop.
But are bars now fighting for survival? Are they looking for niche ways to stay open? Like, for example, like, is a poke going to be a thing here in the United States where it's like, oh, where you have video gambling at this bar because we're not making as much on alcohol?
I would say in Australia, very similar to the UK and London. It's like pub culture, right? Like to go to a pub, get a schnitty and a beer, like that's very much.
What the hell is a schnitty?
A schnitzel.
What is that?
Like a
crumb, like a sausage?
No, like a crumb chicken breast, like a butterfly chicken breast. You crumb it, fry it, like a schnitzel. No.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. So, but that's like, okay, when you come to Australia, I'm just gonna take you to all these places.
I think they call that chicken steak here because it's like,
but it's crumbs, right? It's crumbs, like it's got crumbs.
Yeah,
so that's a schnitzel, like a schnitty.
Okay.
So pub culture in Australia is very much a thing to like, you know, go and do that. But like to your point about bars and stuff, I think it's like a fancy bar needs to stay alive through Instagram and through like the social media of it all and like the actual craft of the drinks. But with pubs, you see a lot of pubs that are just closing, dying. But the thing that keeps a pub alive is like your drink specials, your weekly specials. So like Wednesday is quiz night, Thursday is palmy night, Friday is steak night, like all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've got that in the US when it comes to your pubs and everything, but You you obviously don't have schnitties.
I was like, okay. I think what they're doing here too, I think they're having to reevaluate, which I mean, in Long Beach specifically, people are still drinking here. Like
Yeah,
people really do drink here
it's
in Long Beach
different.
still.
It's
But
different.
as you move through the country, there's these different. There's not really very many Gen Z here in Long Beach, actually. A lot of them are in West Hollywood. So they have to get more creative now when it comes to entertainment, right? So
Yes,
they're
correct.
they're bringing in these drag queens and they're bringing in
Yes.
all these top performers. Madonna was at the Abbey the other day.
Oh wow.
They're bringing these immersive experiences and Instagram moments, right? So they have that big pink pony at the Abbey now, so
Yeah.
that people can post with them, like Pink Pony Club with
Yeah.
Chaperone. And so they're having to
Yeah.
find these alternate ways in order to keep the entertainment alive. And like personally, if I was a bartender, I think what I would do is I would audition really, really good DJs. And I would ensure that I had a different DJ for different nights so that they built a following. So people were coming to see them and
Yeah. I
are
think what's
engaging in
like,
my venue.
yeah, but I think like what's hard about that though, because I like sometimes like I know in the US a lot of like gay bars are free entry,
Yes.
whereas like some bars like here in Australia, gay bars, you have to pay entrance. But think
We
about
ain't
it from
doing
the
all that
point.
here.
No, but think about it from we ain't doing that.
We ain't
But
doing
think
that here.
about it from the point of like why we're like what we're talking about today, where like people these days are just drinking less. So you bring a drag queen from the US, and you're like, yep, we're bringing this person, we're going to bring so many patrons in, but you're not making money on alcohol sales. Like you're essentially making money through entrance fee. If you have food, like you're making money on food sales. Like I think it would be tough to operate a bar or like somewhere that purely only does alcohol these days. Like I think that that's not the best business model these days, unless you're a bespoke bar that sells like craft cocktails and everything.
I will say there's a lot of brands now coming out with I know you said like mushrooms aren't really a thing in Australia, but is lion's mane mushroom a thing? Like that's an ingestible thing, like where you can cook with that. It is. What?
I
Why are
love
you looking at me
that.
like that?
I'm just laughing because it's like I say schnitty, like a chicken schnitzel, and you're like lion's mane mushroom. No, we don't have that. Like,
Lion's mane is an actual name of a mushroom.
well, we don't have that, and I'm gonna
Girl,
Google that later.
Let me look this up. Hold on.
But search it where you can buy it.
Does Australia
Sell? That's the question.
sell lions?
Lions, is that with a Y or an
Lion's
I?
mane mushroom. Yes, lion's mane mushroom are widely available in Australia in fresh, dried, and capsule and powder forms.
Okay, but it's not a drug. Your face just then, like, I gotta Google evidence.
So there is
I didn't know
company.
you could be so petty.
There is a company here in the States that makes a drink with lion's mane base. So apparently lion's mane base is supposed to make you like, it gives you a float. It's like there's nothing narcotic about it. There's nothing it's just like almost
like calming.
It is in a sense.
Like chamomile tea.
Yes, like a chamomile. Perfect example. It's like of that, but it doesn't make you tired.
Yeah.
It just gives you a nice, easy feeling. It gives you a relaxed feeling. So there's this company that they're really starting to explode. I see them all over the shelves now, and their drink is based off of lion's mane. It is perfectly. You can have one and go to work and be completely fine. It's not altering your experience, whatever. It just relaxes you. So I think that a lot of those type of situations are starting to come out now, where if you don't want to drink, you don't want to do THC, or you don't have access to it, and you don't want to do CBD, and you don't want to do alcohol-free spirits, because some of these, let's be real, they're like, oh, made with botanicals and it's like sparkling water and some cranberry juice, and you can buy a whole ass bottle of cranberry juice and you can buy a whole ass bottle of sparkling water and mix them together and make it yourself. So, but these ones are like really crafting something different, and there tends to be a change coming with that, because when I hosted some venues, they'll ask me, are you drinking tonight? And I'm like, no. Apparently some people do drink on stage. I prefer not to drink on stage because I like to be in control. Plus I'm not trying to fall off the stage, because you know, I'll be like, ooh, give me another one that tasted good.
You're gonna be viral if you fell off the stage.
And you know what, I was going viral the other day because of one of my videos.
Yes.
Let me see, which one was it? You all can click on my page, and it's the video of me holding my little ear, have my little glasses on.
Like and subscribe to G'day Gay Podcast.
And it was like before I get on stage, and it's like when I get on stage, and it's me doing the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, that was a good one. I liked that one.
That thing has been blowing up. Like I keep getting like likes left and right on that.
That's so good.
But you know, like again, as like there's that line between professionalism, because comedians sometimes they drink on stage, and there's just that fine line. But I'm not seeing too many this generation entertainers that just naturally have charisma, and it's concerning to me. You know, a lot of the drag queens are really millennials.
But I think about even, you know, like
we had to survive, girl. People were calling us big-headed and big ears, and you got forehead for days and all kinds of things going on. You can't say that now because everyone, you're afraid, or like these kids, the other parents will go online and be like, this child is bullying my child. And it's like, well, yes, it was, but like also, no, it wasn't. It teaches you to be quick.
Yeah. But I think of like the SNL
the other day, and I had a quick comeback, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think about like the SNL cast, and I'm like, how old are they? Are they millennials? Right? Like they are millennials. They have personality. They have like, you know, charisma. Like, I don't know. Is there anyone like Gen Z that I can't think of anyone at the moment.
Is James Charles Gen Z? Because he's always getting canceled.
I don't know. Would he be a millennial? I don't know.
He's gonna come for us, bitch. On our podcast is gonna get canceled. But you know what? Ask me if I care. There is 3 people that are listening today, and I'm here for all 3 of those people. Because you know what? We will fight you.
I won't fight you. He will.
I'll be in the back like, oh, get her. And I'm like, dang, girl, that's crazy. You got beat up.
And you're like, Paul, film this. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Get this for the podcast. Girl, they fighting out here. Okay, let's get into a steam room talking, baby, where everything is coming out. Can Nightlife survive sobriety culture? Would you date someone personally that's fully sober? Is weed less destructive than alcohol? Is vaping the new cigarettes? Is Gen Z boring or smarter? Would Studio 54 survive today? Is nightlife evolving into an experience economy, which now if you're not providing an experience, you're not going to survive? What's profitable now, bottle service or immersive experiences? Are people replacing alcohol with therapy, language, and weed? First question, would you date someone who's fully sober?
I would, yeah. Because that's their choice. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and it's their choice. And if I like them, then I like them.
I think that specifically would have to, how can I put this? If you're fully sober, and if I'm going to hear about if I decide to have a drink, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Because, right, it's almost like religion when someone's pushing their religion on you and you're like, but I'm not that type of religion. I'm this type of religion.
Yeah, I suppose it says like how well people can take it, if that makes sense. Like if they take it fully personal, like I'm sober, but you've just had a drink now. Like that's not an attack on you. Like it's just what it is.
Yeah, or like it's like when people go out as well and they're like, I can't be around that because I used to be an alcoholic, and it's like, well, why are you in this situation? Like, why are you here in a bar, or like, why are you? You know what I mean? Like, and that's not the victim blame, but at the same time, you have to take some accountability for knowing what situation you're about to be in, and you have to be prepared for that.
Prepared for it, yeah.
So that is kind of like a 50-50 here with me. It's like I could do it as long as I'm not going to hear about it, especially because I know my siblings drink, and not terribly, like they're not alcoholics, but
Yeah.
sometimes we'll do a
A
little shot, a little tequila, tequila,
I love a tequila shot.
and have a little drink. Like
I love
especially
it.
when my mom rolls around for the holidays, she's like, pull out that 1800 out the refrigerator. It's like, whoa, girl, chill.
Nice.
They pull that 1800 out and put it on ice. It's like, okay, girl.
Okay.
Do you think weed is less destructive than alcohol? I think they're
I
equivalent.
think it depends how you use it, and in
Yeah.
both, it how you both use it. Yeah, exactly.
I think they're
Depends how you
both
use
very
it.
much equivalent. I think weed can be destructive because it smells up everything. Like your whole house can be consumed in the scent of weed. Is vaping the new cigarettes? Yes.
Yes, 100%, and it's a personality.
And vaping is also causing a lot of tar in the lungs. So I'm
It's
curious
worse.
to know.
It's actually worse.
Yeah, I'm curious to know in the future what the type of procedures that are going to have to happen because of that buildup and the tar in the lungs.
Very smart. Very smart.
Do you think Studio 54? Do you know what Studio 54 is?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Studio 54 would survive today? I think yes.
I think
Studio
yes.
54 was just not alcohol. So
I was
I'm
about
sure
to say,
it
like,
would
they
do
would
just
make.
fine.
That's what I would say. They would have other operations.
Is nightlife evolving into an experience economy? I 100% say yes on that.
Yep, 100%. Lots of concerts. Lots of
I was recently approached because they were like, why do you not have your own thing? Because you are so entertaining. And I had made a comment one night where I was like, ooh,
But
girl,
why
I'm gonna have to
don't
send you an
you?
invitation to the Halloween party. And I got several DMs about that later that was like, hey, do you host a Halloween party? Like, where can we get tickets? And I was like, oh, baby, is it gonna be Rusty's Halloween party 2026?
You need to find a venue. I need to come. Oh my gosh.
Because we really are like out spacing my space. Like
you got to
the
find a
invitation
venue.
keeps getting bigger, and I keep having
You have to
like
find a venue.
hide more furniture.
Yeah, you need to create like a real, like it's got to be an entire thing.
I had thought about before they demolished this place by my house. I was going to rent that and do a Halloween pop-up bar. And I was just going to host my Halloween party there. And I was going to have it closed up into a certain time for my people who I would always invite. And then at a certain time, I was going to, drop the rope and let people come in. Because I'm just like, I'm running out of options, like size-wise.
Yeah.
But, who knows? What's more profitable now, bottle service or immersive experiences? I think they kind of fall hand in hand. I think one is not overpowering the other yet.
Well, we don't have bottle service here, so I would say it's in Australia an immersive experience. And yeah, social media really drives that.
And you guys can't have doubles, right? It's like a single.
We can. It just costs more.
But like, there's an alcohol limit, right? That they can serve to you at once.
It's just the shots. Like, it's actually the shots. So like the shot, they would fill it to the top. Boom, second shot. So you can say, they'll say, do you want a tall or a short? And so you could say, can I get a short but make it a double? And then they'll just put 2 shots in that. But it's still measured. Yeah.
Okay. Are people replacing alcohol with therapy language and weed?
100%.
100%. And ketamine. Like
100%.
I was in the same room the other day and I was listening to this conversation and the guy's a paramedic and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, there's nothing like a good ketamine experience. He's like, we give it to people who have been like mangled in like situations like, they've been attacked by mountain lions or they've been in a car accident. They're in so much pain that we give them a little bit of ketamine and we give them a little bit of fentanyl. That way it gives them in a loopy state so they're not feeling the pain. And I'm like, this is crazy.
No, but you watch The Pit, and that's like the first thing they always do in The Pit. They're like, gave them blah 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 of ketamine, like blah 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 of fentanyl. Like, yeah. It's interesting. It's actually really.
Can I just tell you that gives me so much anxiety because even if
I
leave my water unattended at a birthday party or anything for longer than like 2 minutes, I'm like, someone definitely put fentanyl in that. Let me throw that in the trash. So I'll take the water and throw it away.
Who hurt you?
The world hurt me. I was told that I sucked. I told you this at the beginning of the podcast. Which drug has the best PR team right now? I would probably say ketamine.
Yeah, I'd say that, or the classic weed.
Yeah, but I feel like weed is so, especially here,
It's commercial.
it's so highly distributed. Like you just walk in, grab your stuff, and go, just like you'd buy cigarettes. But I feel like
Yeah.
everyone is talking
Again,
about
not in
ketamine.
Australia. Yeah,
Um,
just not in Australia.
But you guys are just so good on health and wellness.
On life.
And so people
life.
like y'all, if you want to live a better life, just go to Australia.
Come to Australia.
There's nothing here for you.
There's nothing.
Okay, our Naur moment of the week. Paul, what is your Naur moment of the week?
My own moment of the week, and like I'm truly such a fangirl of like freaking Cat's Eye. Like, so Cat's Eye have been in Australia for the past week. They went to Sydney, they're in Melbourne, they were in Melbourne last night. Like, biggest fangirl. I think about Manon all the time. I'm like, Manon, I miss you, girl. But also, not to discredit the other girls because I love them as well and they're working really hard. Like, I'm just like literally obsessed with these 20-year-olds. And I'm like, I'm a 34-year-old man. Like, what is wrong with me? But like literally this morning, my Ono moment of the week has my obsession become an annoyance? Because this morning, like my boyfriend literally said to me, Paul, you need to stop listening to Cat's Eye because I can't listen to it anymore. You're overplaying them. I know you love them. I know you can be obsessive, but this is too much. Yes, pinky up, bitch. I'm going to lunch now without him. So I'm playing Cat's Eye in the car for myself, for me, for them, because I love them. I love you guys. Cat's Eye, if you're listening to our podcast, I love you so much. What's your Ono moment of the week?
My Ono moment of the week was I had to go to work rather early, somewhat early. So I was like, let me go to the gym at 5 a.m. So I did, got my workout in. I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of time. Let me go sit in the steam room. And so I went to go sit in the steam room. This guy was sitting in there. He was completely naked. No, like his towel was just off to the side. So when I opened the door, it frazzled him and he got up and he like threw his towel on. At the same time, it like threw me off. So I was like, oh. And I slipped and I fell in the steam room.
Dang.
Because you know, like you walk in on someone in the bathroom and you're like, whoa, you know, because they didn't lock the door.
That's like super comical right now.
That's what happened to me in the steam room. He was like, oh, and he like threw his towel on really quick, and I was like, whoa, and I was like, boom.
You literally, right now, you literally had a sitcom event happen to you, and it like there was no cameras around.
He was like, "Are you okay?" But at the same time, I'm like, I'm embarrassed. Number one, number two, I just put your towel on. I'll take care of this. I'll just crawl my way back to the bench. And
oh gosh, look at us.
So yeah, so I ate shit in the steam room this week.
Oh.
Well. Things happen.
Well, things happen. Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Continue drinking.